Dear viewers, welcome back to Yoleno. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta shocked William Samoei Ruto when he declined to attend the AU peace talks in South Africa. Mutahi Ngunyi decided to tweet something, and this is what Mutahi Ngunyi had to say in reference to that move. This is what he said. Things don't add up about President Uhuru Kenyatta failing to attend the Ethiopia-Tigray mediation in South Africa. Mind you, President William Samoei Ruto appointed Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for the peace talks. You remember, the team that is tasked to handle that process is led by former Obasanjo, that's the Nigerian former president, and it was to be supported by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta decided to send a long letter to Musa Faki. Musa Faki is the AU chairman. So this is what Uhuru Muigai said. I wish not for your good office that I will not be able to attend the AU convened peace talks scheduled for October 8, 2022 in South Africa, owing to conflict in my schedule. However, Uhuru continued, however, in the interim, and as you consider the possibility of another date for the peace talks, I would be grateful to receive further clarity on the structure and modalities of the talks, including but not limited to the rules of engagement of all the interlocutors invited. These clarifications will greatly help in preparations for my engagement and participation. Kenyatta further sought that for the peace talks to continue, priority must first be placed on the need for both warring entities to put down their weapons. Furthermore, as we discuss the agenda of the talks, it is my hope that among the most urgent issues high on that agenda will be the immediate and unconditional cessation of hostilities. The silencing of the guns is particularly important in order to avail the right conditions for the consultations and negotiations while alleviating human suffering and allowing for continued access to humanitarian assistance. So that meeting was supposed to be one that is supposed to come up with a peace solution to the Ethiopian and the Tigray war that has been there since November 20th, 2022. So the two factions have been fighting for almost 2 years. So the mediation talk seems to have flopped as a result of that communication from Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, because there was no way that talk could take place. So as a result, we understand that the date had been rescheduled to a date that has not been communicated to the people. So if you go back to the history of this conflict, then you find that the conflict has been there for 2 years and thousands, tens of thousands of people have died. So the major hindrance or the major conflict has made it impossible for the humanitarian food to be accessible to the Tigray Authority. And mind you, the Tigray community has close to 5 million, if not more, of the people who are tied in that place. So AU, and to add on to this fight, it is alleged that Eritrea is fighting alongside the Ethiopian government to make sure that the Tigray community are completely silenced. So the concern of the EU is the 5 million members. So the question that I ask myself, did Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta decline to attend that meeting deliberately because he didn't want to be part of it? Did he do that? Okay, the interpretation of that move is that maybe if Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had taken that initiative of touring the South Africa for the peace talks, maybe it would have made him feel belittled that he was the president. Now he's being appointed by his deputy to handle that task. That move has made some of those UDA members advise the president that he should actually opt for Raila Amolo Odinga to take that position to co-chair the talks with the amongst the warring communities. I don't know whether this move by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is a symbol that is declining the offer, but they are all indications that it could be a sign that is declining the offer. Mind you, you know the politics of Kenya. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta never supported William Samoei Ruto. It to be somehow sarcastic from the move from William Samoei Ruto to appoint President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the former president, to handle that task on behalf of the President of the Republic of Kenya, and probably to provide a report to the President on the proceedings. So that task is something that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta might not be able to handle. I don't foresee that scenario. Probably if Musa Faki had appointed the former president directly, maybe that would have made it easy for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to take the post, the position. But because it's William Samoei Ruto doing it, I think it's going to be pretty tough for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to continue with that peace talks. So in my understanding, I think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was strategizing himself for an immediate withdrawal of that peace talks. Ladies and gentlemen, I have given you an elaborate analysis on this Ethiopian Tigray peace talks and what many people perceive as to having been Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta declining to carry on with that role that William Samoei Ruto had given him. So that's evident, because how then would you tell that? How then would you explain that withdrawal? It's not easy, because if it's not about logistics, because that logistical issues are being taken care of by the AU, because it is an AU initiative. So what could be the reason? I think the mere reason is that the appointment came from William Samoei Ruto. The appointment could have come from Musa Faki himself, the AU chairman. Then I think that way Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta would have easily taken that role and played it to the satisfaction of the AU chair. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to rest my case there, but I still think you should just tell me what you think about this. You can share below the comment section there what you think about that move by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to decline attending that meeting. The reason that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta provided was that the schedule that he had was a bit tight, and that because of that tight schedule, he could not attend it. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wind up there, but please, if you're a first-time viewer or regular viewer, take a moment and subscribe to this channel if you hadn't subscribed before. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for all those who have been supporting us to this date. Na mpaka tukutane wakati mwingine for majadiliano mengine, ningependa kuomba tu uwe salama na ukati na amani.